Before we begin with this little tutorial, I do just want to say that this can be done by sewing. So if this method confuses you, if you prefer to sew, if you would rather sew, that's totally fine. You can do that. Just use the points that I refer to when I say to attach a first leg. Just use those points as your attachment reference points, and you can sew them on instead. If you really love no-sew patterns, which I've learned to love, and I know there's a whole community of crocheters out there who prefer no-sew, then you can follow along with this, and it can be 100% no-sew. So I just wanted to throw that out there before I started, that I am really just trying to market to both of those categories of people, the crocheters who like to sew and the ones who don't like to sew. So just know that you can do this either way. With that being said, let's start this little tutorial. Don't mind my nails. I don't know what's going on with those. We have completed rounds 1 through 4 of the body. The side with the stitch marker here is going to represent the back of your body. So this is the back, this is the front. Know that when you're attaching these legs, because you will want these to go the right direction. So this is going to be the front of the leg. It should bend, back, back, front, bend, and then this is where you ended your round, the last round of the legs. So you'll be folding these together and working through both layers when you're attaching. So this is round 5. Round 5 will be worked in the back loop only. So I have already completed my 7 single crochets in the back loop. Now it is time to attach the first leg. So we want our bend to be touching the leg, and then we want the right side of the leg to be facing us. So we're going to attach it like this. Okay, so this first leg, we're going to use these 2 stitches on the right of the leg. So I like to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I will put my hook through that 5th stitch. I'll fold this in half, and I will put my hook through the stitch on the other side of the leg, and then we are going to connect this to the body. This stitch, you don't need to do just the back loop, you can do both for just this one here. So this is what it should look like when you're attaching the first leg. You should have your hook through both stitches of the leg, 1 stitch of the body. The right side of the leg should be facing you, because we are going to attach this. Get my bearings here. We're going to attach this working up the leg, since it's going to be sitting in a sitting position. So you're going to place your single crochet. Okay, and then you're going to continue around in the back loop. Just let this leg hang, because we're going to do the rounds and we're going to attach going up. So we're going to single crochet 20 in the back loop in between the legs. These will mark the front of the body. And there's 20. So the next stitch, we're going to be attaching our second leg. So this one is going to be, we're going to connect it in the opposite direction of our first leg. So same thing, you want the right side of the leg facing towards you, back side of the leg against the body. On this one, however, we're going to start our first single crochet down here, so where you fastened off. So you're going to be going through your first stitch and then your last stitch to connect this one. So this is going to feel very backwards, but okay, so first stitch and last stitch of the leg. And then I'm going to just go through this entire stitch here. That way we have a good connection. Complete your single crochet. And then we're going to finish off this round. then that is round 5. So the rest of these rounds, you're gonna do the same stitch count around, and you're gonna connect one more stitch of the leg on each round. I'm gonna do round 2. Round 2 is gonna be 7 single crochets.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7. Okay, now it's time to connect the next stitch of the leg. So when we are connecting this, we want the leg to be facing towards us, and we want the leg facing towards your left, which is the front of the body for the first leg. So we want to make sure we are going into the next set of stitches of the leg before we go into our body stitch. So again, this will feel weird because we're kind of doing this backwards, but we're going to go through the legs, the next set of stitches there, and then we are going to move our yarn back, and you want to go through our next stitch of the body. Okay, complete your single crochet. Okay, so that's 2 stitches now worked. Leave the rest of the leg hanging. Then you're going to do your 20 in between the legs. Now we are going to join our next stitch of the leg. So this one, right side of the leg facing you, the bend is facing away from you, leg is facing your right, which is the front of the body. And we're gonna just kind of line up these stitches. We want to go through the next set of stitches on the leg, and then the next stitch on the body. This one, like I said, it's gonna feel a little backwards, but once you do a couple of them, it'll start to feel normal. Okay, and then we're gonna finish off with 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that completes round 6. So at the end of round 6, we should be looking like this. So again, both the legs are curving in towards the body, and you're just working the legs up 1 stitch at a time. Okay. Okay, round 7. I'm gonna start with 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Remember, this is the next stitch of the body we're going to go into. We're going to start by going through the first 2 stitches there, or the next 2 stitches of the leg, pulling this back so we can see that next stitch of the body. Complete that single crochet. Okay, so our leg is facing this way. We're gonna do 20. Okay, so then our next stitch of the leg, make sure it's facing this direction, and you're going into these 2 stitches first, and then this stitch. They should pretty much line up here. Okay, gonna finish out this round with 7. So at the end of round 9, after you have connected all of your stitches, these tails you can either leave out or put inside the body. You're going to use them later if you want to tack these legs down so they're not just like flailing like that. You're going to need them inside of the body. So you can either put them inside or leave them out, whatever you want to do with those for now. But this is what it'll look like after round 9. So your rounds are going to start and end in the back of the body. This is going to be your belly, and then both of the right sides of the legs should be facing out, and then the legs should be curving in like this.